Good morning, everybody. It's your boy SSG3, and this is just going to be a quick little AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view predictions video. This is the third Double or Nothing pay-per-view in the company's history. Apparently, there's 10 matches on this card. You know what I'm saying? I just want to, get something out. Oh shit! Goddamn cat! This goddamn kitten. But anyway, we're gonna go through and tell you what happens, what we think is gonna happen on our end. This is gonna be from the Daily's place, which I'm not excited for. Double or Nothing needs to be in Vegas just because of the overall gimmick it provides. But overall, this should provide some good quality wrestling on this show. So, we got the buy-in match. We got Serena Deeb defending the NWA Women's World Championship against Riho. That's a no-brainer. I am not mad that they actually put this match together because Riho did defeat Serena Deeb in that AEW Women's Tournament to decide the number one contender for Hikaru Shida's AEW Women's World Championship. Now, I've already spoken about how I feel about the NWA Women's World Championship being more showcased in the AEW Women's World Championship. It has been gotten, like over the past few months, it has gotten a lot more TV time than the AEW Women's title, and I wasn't okay with that, but rightfully so, Riho pinned the champion, therefore she should get a title match. Now, is Riho gonna win? Fuck no. You think Riho is gonna go on NWA Power or whatever they got and it's gonna be convincing? I mean, you already know the girl has a language barrier, she can't speak English that good, so she really doesn't fit the mold for an NWA Women's Champion at all. Serena Deeb is going to retain. It should be a fun little match though. It should be a nice little opener to get the show started. But other than that, I'm expecting Serena Deeb to pull off the dub. On to the next match. Next we got Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, defending the AEW World Tag Team titles against Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Now, Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston were paired together after that barbed wire death match when Moxley was feuding with Omega trying to get the title back. But before this, I believe that was at Full Gear, Moxley had fought Kingston for the title in an I Quit match. And now, I guess they've always been buddy-buddy, so now they're back to being buddy-buddy. And as a tag team, so it still shows that Moxley has his eye on Omega. He's like, okay, I take out your boys first, the Young Bucks, who are the defending champions. Now, if this opens the show as the normal match, I will be okay with it. The Young Bucks are one of the best tag teams in the world, if not the best tag team on the fucking planet. This match should be fun. It should be hard-hitting. It's going to be great. But in the end, I don't think Moxley and Kingston are getting those titles. What do you do with them after? I don't know. They've been, luckily and lately, Moxley has been showcasing the IWGP United States Championship. He defended the title against Yuji Nagata a couple of weeks ago. So I think they're going to keep in with that, and I still think he actually does. He should be featured on a few of the New Japan shows as they go, considering that he has their championship. I'm going with the Young Bucks to retain the titles. Next, you got Sting and Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. I am really confused about the route they took with Scorpio Sky. I mean, if they're really, people's been saying this for about maybe a year now, that AEW wants 6-man tag team titles, just like New Japan has the never open weight 6-man tag team championships. I thought SCU would have been perfect for that role to be those champions out of Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky. They broke Scorpio Sky away from SCU to start a solos run. He was getting a lot of wins on Dark. He had a feud with Sean Spears. But ultimately turned heel and got paired up with Ethan Page. Why take him out of a group just to team him over with Ethan Page? Is it to get Ethan Page over? If not, I don't think that's a good move. Now, this match, and I still don't have an answer to this fucking question. Why is Sting there? don't get me wrong, I love Sting. As a person who came up looking at wrestling in the late 80s and early 90s, I love Sting. Sting will always be one of my favorite professional wrestlers in the history of the business. Great character, great look, is a vigilante thing. But why is he in AEW just for Darby Allin? Darby Allin just recently lost the TNT Championship to Nero. Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page beat both Sting and Darby Allin down. Thus, we got a tag team match. Now, in this match, I really don't expect anything special out of this match. Only thing is, I know Darby Allin is going to he's going to take the most offense on his team. Because the reason they made this match is to protect Sting. And no Sting's of an older age and can't really move as well as any of these three guys that's in the ring. So, Sting is going to be, is just there. And I don't think he's going to play a substantial part and really take that many bumps. But I am expecting Sting and Darby to get the win. I'm going to go with them to get the win. Really doesn't make any other sense not for them to get the win. Next we got the Casino Battle Royal. Winner gets a #1 contendership against a #1 contenders match against Kenny Omega. So in this match we have Christian Cage, #outwork everybody, Matt Sydal, Powerhouse Hobbs, Pentagon Zero, Jungle Boy, Matt Hardy, Matt Quinn, Mark Quinn, Isaiah Cassidy, no private party, The Blade, Evil Uno, Colt Cabana, Preston Vance, Griff Garrison, Brian Pillman Jr., Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, QT Marshall, Nick Camaroto, Dustin Rhodes, Lee Johnson, and a guest appearance that hasn't been announced. Now they have been booking Christian to quote-unquote outwork anybody, but I'm not really excited about Christian in AEW, so if he's gonna outwork everyone, you can't outwork the Young Bucks, Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes. I don't think it's not there. His first match was against a 42-year-old Frankie Kazarian, which I'm not saying Frankie Kazarian's a great worker, but at the same time, I think they'd be blowing their load a little too much if they let Christian Cage win the Battle Royal. But then again, as I'm looking through this list, who else is there outside of the unknown individual that would be a liable #1 contender for Kenny Omega for the AEW World title? If they make it, I'm not even going to be surprised. I might skip this fucking match just because of the predictable outcome that they put it out there on television that Christian Cage it can win the Battle Royal. So I'm going to go with Christian Cage. Christian Cage wins the Battle Royal. Challenges Kenny Omega at All Out. On to the next match. Next we got Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Ogogo. I personally do not care for Anthony Ogogo. He has the look and everything, but I don't know if this is going to be a flop. And then I also want to know, in this scenario, is Cody also booking himself to win again? Is he booking himself to win again? Which, at this point in time, he doesn't need to win. Cody Rhodes does not need to win this match. Anthony Ogogo is supposed to be an up-and-coming guy that y'all have signed to this roster. Why have Cody Rhodes win over him when you're trying to put this guy out as a legit threat? I think Anthony Ogogo beats motherfucking Cody Rhodes and actually puts him on the proverbial shelf while Cody Rhodes prepares to be a father. That's all I can say to that. Next we got the Stadium Stampede 2 with the Pinnacle, MJF, Wardlow, Shawn Spears, FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood versus the Inner Circle, Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, and Santana Ortiz. If the Inner Circle loses, they must disband as a group forever. Which, in this sense, I can only see 3 people in the Inner Circle going on to do other things if they are not broken up. Now, The Pinnacle won the Blood and Guts match. The Blood and Guts match was great all the way up to the point of the ending. All the way to the point of the ending. Now, the first Stadium Stampede was fucking hilarious. Sammy Guevara got hit with a goddamn golf cart. That's all. That was the highlight of the fucking of that fucking match. Is he gonna get hit with a golf cart again, or is one of the people in the Pinnacle gonna do it? I don't know. I don't really expect them. I hope they don't. I hope this is something a little bit different. Different from the first one. Now, I want to go with the Inner Circle just because they lost the Blood and Guts match. So I'm like, but then again, I'll be like 50-50 booking. Now, the Pinnacle, the only people out the Inner Circle I see that actually goes with Chris Jericho. He can take a break when he wants to. He can. He already been one of the main pieces of forming this company, being the inaugural AEW world champion and doing what he's doing. He's been great. Chris Jericho can go and go on a long way vacation. Jake Hager, I don't know what you do with him if you break up the Inner Circle. I don't. Sammy Guevara has everything it could possibly take to be a singles star. Especially as a babyface. Now that he's in this new line of light, I can see Sammy as a babyface. And maybe you eventually build Sammy up to get a television title match against Nero. Or if you really want to go full on with him, have him top the rankings and challenge Omega. Guevara's got that type of potential. And Santana Ortiz, they're playing simply. They're a tag team. But let them go back to the tag team division, work up that ladder, challenge the Bucks again. They fought the Bucks, I forgot about, I think that was Full Gear 19. I'm not sure. But the match was great too. But that was for non-title. Then on the title match, I think it'll be a lot better. I'm gonna go with the Inner Circle. I'm gonna go with the Inner Circle because I was like, if it could be a one-off, if the Pinnacle wins, yeah, that's it. But if the Inner Circle wins, it could be something else. It could be a traditional Survivor Series like elimination match, and they can have a stipulation there. But I'm gonna go with the Inner Circle just because of the babyface. They can't go in this and lose a second time, meaning they would be the inferior faction to the Pinnacle. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So next we got Nero defending the AEW TNT Championship against Lance Archer. I personally think this match is happening too fucking quick. Lance Archer has been eyeing that title since it was fucking created. I actually thought that Lance Archer should have beaten Cody Rhodes. And Lance Archer should have gotten all the way to the finals of that tournament. Darby Allin should have beaten Cody Rhodes. And Darby Allin could have won the title from beating Lance Archer. But hey, I don't know. Nero finally gets a singles championship at AEW. I hope he is pulled from Kip Sabian for good. Y'all let this man do what he came here to do. But this match, I'm really worried because I want to see Lance Archer eventually get this championship because he's been eyeing, like I said, he's been eyeing it. That's what he desired. The fact that you gave Nero Lance Archer first is like, damn, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I'm pretty sure there's other competitors you have out there before you just jump straight to Lance Archer. Now, I don't know if Nero is gonna beat Lance Archer clean. I'm actually gonna go with a fuck finish on this. I'm gonna go with Nero and Lance Archer getting some type of fuck finish for this match, just because I don't feel Lance Archer should be losing, especially if this is the title he really wants, and this is another chance at it, and he's first. I don't think he should be losing. I think he should get screwed somehow, and then climb back up and eventually be the one to take the title from Nero. But the thing is, I'm confused is they've been really flip-floppy with Lance Archer's character. First day, everybody dies, and he was a heel. He got Jake Roberts who was doing heel shit. Then eventually they turned him babyface. I don't know what he is anymore. I'm confused. I'm calling a fuck finish on that. That's something I literally can't call. Because one, I don't want to see Nero lose the title, and I don't want to see Lance Archer lose clean on his first attempt. So we'll see what happens. Next we got Adam Hangman Page versus Brian Cage. What do you know, standard singles match. Somebody answer me this. Why is the FTW Championship a thing? What does that championship signify? What is it? What do you have Brian Cage carrying? I've also been a little disappointed with the booking of Brian Cage. The man is a fucking monster. 6 feet, 265-pound monster. Athletic machine. And you're booking him in this lower mid-card thing. I'm not saying Adam Page is main, because Adam Page is definitely going to be a main guy. But I haven't really been into what they've been doing with Brian Cage. There's no reason why this guy shouldn't be in world title contention. And he's just walking around with this FTW championship. I don't get it. Now, he defeated Hangman Page, I think that was last week, 2 weeks ago, whenever the fuck. Does Hangman Page get his win off of Brian Cage and move on up the ladder? That's the route I'm going with, because I eventually think they're coming back between Omega and Page, while Omega is champion. Also, I just seen this was confirmed that Omega and Andrade are going to have their match. 5-star classic right there, just wait. But I'm going with Hangman Page. I think they're going to keep him on a string of momentum. I don't think the Dark Order are going to interfere in this unless Powerhouse Hobbs or Ricky Starks, but I heard Ricky Starks is injured, so I don't even know if he'll be on this show. But that's the only time I think Page gets the win and he moves up the ladder. He moves on to something more substantial than just team tag. And I hope they do something with Brian Cage, because you got a fucking legit monster right there and you're not really using him to his full capacity. Next, we got the AEW Women's World Championship as Hikaru Shida defends the title against Dr. Brit Baker. Now, I was commenting on an Instagram post about it. They have booked Brit Baker to be the face of the women's company. Now it's finally showing. It took 2 years. I would have never thought the boring ass baby face that she was. Like, really? Y'all signed her first before someone who's as skilled like a Hikaru Shida? The character is great. Her in-ring work is passable, but they have really put a strap on her to make it seem like she's gonna take this. She's gonna beat Shida and take this title. Now, I'm not gonna bitch about it, but at the same time, when you look at the history, it's not believable. Shida beat her as a babyface. Shida beat her while she was in that heel run, busted her nose. What is Brit Baker gonna do so different this time that's gonna capture her the title? That's number one. Number two, the believability. You are not gonna put off on me that a 15-year veteran, badass Joshi like Hikaru Shida is gonna lose to a fucking dentist. I don't see it like that. It doesn't make sense. It don't. No, I said personally, I don't think Hikaru Shida should be dropping the title to nobody that's not named Jade Cargill. I think they could have had time to do that while they was preparing her presentation for her match with Shaq and against Cody Rhodes and Velvet. I think they could have been putting her on Dark so where she could get some wins, get her feet wet, and just build her up. She, to me, is the only woman on that roster who makes sense beating Hikaru Shida, because she's a physical fucking specimen. And I would say Hikaru Shida's never faced anything like that. Therefore, she would get overpowered and beat. But if Brit Baker wins, I won't be mad, because it opens up the possibilities of more babyface challenges for her. Like I can see a Tate Conti coming up and feuding with her, Anna Jay coming back and feuding with her, Red Velvet feuding with her. Maybe if you want to throw Serena Deeb in that, you can. Eventually, I think they might just go back to Thunder Rosa, because I think Thunder Rosa is up there in the rankings too. So she might get first dibs. But someone I've seen that she hasn't come in contact with is Chris Statlander. I think that feud can be funny just because of the overall quirky character that Chris Statlander is against this conceited ass entitled DMD dentist. I won't be mad if Brit Baker wins the title, but at the same time, I don't want her to. That's the whole thing, because I want the believability just ain't there. Someone who just got owned twice shouldn't be able to win the third task. Third task to Charm, how? I've watched both of their matches more than once. It seemed like, what's she gonna do different? What's she gonna do different? If Rebel's with her, Hikaru Shida gonna take out Rebel. I don't see Hikaru Shida tapping out to the lockjaw. I don't see it. It's not believable. I want to say Hikaru Shida will retain, but I don't think they're gonna book it like that. They really have been doing good work with Brit Baker, and they probably think it's her time to be champion now. They just put a watermark on the Hikaru Shida for being champion for a year. So she's done her part. I'm gonna go with Brit Baker to win. I'm gonna just shake my head when it happens, but if Hikaru Shida beats her, then I know what's going on. So next in the main event, we have a triple threat match for the AEW World Championship. Kenny Omega defends against Orange Cassidy and Pac. This match is going to be fucking everywhere, because we've both seen what Orange Cassidy and Pac can do together in the ring. They put on a very, very good match against each other. Now you just throw one of the best wrestlers on the fucking planet in Kenny Omega in this triple threat. Kenny Omega is gonna retain. I'm telling you that right now. There's no reason he's gonna drop the title to either one of these dudes right now. It's not happening. Now apparently, Omega is gonna also defend the title, defend the Impact World title against Moose on my birthday, June 12th, at Against All Odds. So Omega getting work. He got 3 championship matches coming up within this 1 month. He's not losing the AEW World title. He's not. And then you go to Christian Cage. Christian Cage wins the Battle Royal, calls out Kenny Omega. You book Christian Cage versus Kenny Omega at All Out. Christian Cage, does he win? Fuck no. Fuck no. Kenny Omega should not be dropping that title to Christian Cage. It's just my opinion. Now, the aftermath of all of this, I don't know. We will have to see on Dynamite when that shit comes up. But anyway, I think it should be a very, very good show. It is some matches on here that I do want to see. I will see it. I don't know if I'll be. I'll be at work during like the pre-show of this, but hopefully I'll be home in time to catch the show and give you a little thought about what I thought of the show overall. But anyway, y'all, that's gonna do it for this video right here. That's our AEW 3, our AEW Double or Nothing 3 pay-per-view predictions. Like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're an AEW fan and you're watching this, put in the comments who you got pinned in to walk away with some dubs. But anyway, yo, I'm SSG Cool. I'm out here, y'all. I'm gonna get at y'all later. Peace.